The Square Ball Podcast.
Should we pick a villain and a hero of the week right now?
You said that like it's not something we always do.
Yeah. Been running for a number of years, is this, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Lots of years.
Someone tried to introduce some legal jargon to it at one point, but it seems to have slowly been cancelled.
Yeah. Hate it all.
You got that gavel out of it, though, didn't you?
Did get a toy gavel out of
Still there in the middle. Is that a toy?
Well, I mean, there's no...
What a shit toy, what a shit Christmas. What'd you get? Well, for an Xbox, got a gavel.
Got a gavel, yeah. Well, there's no certificate of authenticity with it. You know, like if an actual judge had used it, like if you get an autograph from a player or whatever.
It's not match used, but it's still real.
It's replica rather than match worn, yeah. But no, I mean, I don't know if a real judge has used it. But I did watch a couple of courtroom dramas, I think, in recent weeks, and I saw some gavel action, so that was exciting. Exciting moments, yeah. So pleased with that. So we were keeping in touch with the court system. Of course, Levi solicitors help us do that. 10% discount.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So on and so forth. Yeah,
that's good.
It's kind of why I devised the idea in the first place, but I feel like it's just a really laboured way to do it, isn't it? So let's just pick a villain of the week. Ken Bates, villain of the week. Candidates who have been sent in to us that you have latched onto. Our TSB Plus members sent these in, by the way.
There are two persons nominated because there's a Huddersfield person and a Stoke person.
Do you want to fold them into one?
I could do.
I think Moscow did in his match report, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so it works.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
I'm going to nominate the Stoke person.
Can't you just nominate the Pearson brothers?
I suppose so. But
throw Nigel in there as well.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Not John, though.
No, he's a sound lad, isn't he? He was about 70. Just called him a lad there. Yes, I'm going to nominate the Stoke one, though, primarily, just because I'm so sick of seeing him over the years. Why is he like this? What's wrong with him? And what have Leeds done to hurt him? We're going to speak to Johnny Cooper, actually, aren't we, in the international break?
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask him about most red cards against Leeds, because 3's got to be a record, hasn't it?
Yeah, surely. I mean, I didn't even realise he'd been sent off that many times against us. I just knew he was a little prick.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know him for.
Because I was watching back the highlights of it as well, and when Dorigo's quite funny on it, because the first yellow card he gets, which is basically, we're awarded a free kick, he comes in and boots the ball away, then shoves Dan James, then gets in Rodon's face. It's like he's really desperate to get a booking in that 5-second time frame or whatever. And Dorigo just goes, he was always going to do that. And then as soon as he's sent off, he just goes, he's off, he's an idiot, what's he doing? And I mean, it's good for us because they were in with a chance of getting something from that game, but just a very strange player to watch.
Yeah.
And his argument to the ref, having been sent off, I mean, he's really, really idiotic what he does as well. Basically, Dan James is running across him. The ref's about 5 yards behind him, and he just barges Dan James out of the way. And then he's trying to argue with the ref that I've shoulder barged him. It's like, you can't just... The ball's nowhere near you, though. Like, it's not. You're not going to shoulder to shoulder with someone. You're just knocking someone over with your shoulder.
It's funny that, you see, because I shoulder barged an old granny in front of a bus the other day at a crossing by the road.
To a policeman like that, tapping your shoulder. Shoulder.
And he arrested me. It's woke nonsense.
Yeah, in the play, picking the kids up from school, knocking kids over. Shoulder, headmaster. Think you'll find it's allowable.
The game's gone.
It's the woke karate again, Rob.
You can't do anything, can you?
No.
Can't do anything with your shoulder. I was trying to lip read him as well as he was leaving the pitch. Cause,
is that another one of your skills?
No, I failed.
Right.
Because he definitely, Roberts is following him off, chatting to him. I think winding him up still. Probably hoping like he'll majorly injure someone. I don't know. But he's chirping back at him with something. But I was trying to lip read it and fail him. But it can't be anything good.
Right, I tried something, couldn't do it. And that's my story.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, mate.
Yeah. If anyone can, though. If the LUTV highlights have got quite a nice close-up on him leaving the pitch.
Are you a lip reading specialist? Right. Good.
I am not.
We'll attempt that. So, did we decide that was the Pearson twins?
The Pearson, yeah. I don't even know
the Pearson family minus John. John's fine.
I don't even know who the Huddersfield one is. Let me get his actual name.
Some nobody.
Yeah, fair enough. That's good enough, isn't it? He's called Matty Pearson.
He's trying to make himself sound pally and friendly there, hasn't he?
Apparently,
but I think that doesn't work given how he raked down the back of Somerville. Rob, what are you going for?
Well, I must admit, like, I didn't like seeing Pearson, but it was quite funny in the end because he got sent off. Likewise with Hoggy at the weekend, incredibly annoying presence, but then got sent off, which was quite funny. So it's going to have to be a Brighton writer. As Jelly says, he sounds like an athletic football correspondent. But also, just seeing his Stone Island jacket and that scarf, it was the main thing that annoyed me from the weekend. I just saw him and thought, we can't not beat these Leeds, come on. And that was the thing I was most disappointed about, I think.
Matt from Holbeck's picked up on his dress as well. Not his dress, a dress sense.
Yeah.
He didn't have a dress on.
Well, it might have done.
He might have done underneath everything else. But yeah, the Stone Island was a bit of a stretch for him, I thought. It's like someone's gone, it's a local derby. You know, it will go down well.
Lads, I want to introduce a third option here, and that's Leif Davis, as Cameron says, for being a traitorous bastard. Obviously, he's done a bit of God's work earlier in the season by putting in own goals. But 2 assists on Tuesday night. Scored another.
Jesse Marsh sold him.
Right.
Jesse Marsh didn't want him.
Okay.
If we'd have kept him for this whole time, even not playing him, Ipswich wouldn't be where they are now.
He's got loads of assists, hasn't he?
We should have just stored him in our reserves.
We were spoiled for choice at left back, though, weren't we?
Oh, always have been.
So
always have been.
Are we pinning this one on Marsh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's completely fair.
He did have a look at him, didn't he, in pre-season? And decided against.
Right.
He was talking about him for ages, wasn't he? And then didn't he get like the most assists in Europe last season or something?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, but where did they come from? The wings.
True.
Yeah.
Just stick Pascal Strauch there, it'll be fine.
Exactly.
Although Leif Davis does seem to be good for being out wide and putting it towards the middle, which is where Jesse likes it. So I'm surprised he didn't identify that particular quality.
Yeah. It's awkward, isn't it? Sometimes the ball needs to move wide, but
in order for it to go through the middle in the end.
If he could have just learnt from a proper fullback like Rasmus Christensen, then he might have got a game under Jesse.
He's stressed.
On Rasmus, actually, did anyone else notice how bad their right back was at throw-ins yesterday?
Yeah, he took a few that looked like foul throws.
They were all absolutely awful. He was like, I'm sure he was jumping on some of them, and then others he was not pulling his arms back properly. It all looked wrong, a bit like it did with Rasmus. I don't think he ever got done for a foul throw, did he, Rasmus? But every time I saw him do one, I was like, something not right about that.
Do you think his PE teacher would have been bollocking him at school, wouldn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, it didn't look right.
You're not having it?
And I think as a fullback, you've got to be able to take a throw in.
Right.
Basic requirements.
A bit of a low-key kind of annoyance. Yeah, no, fair enough.
Ref's fault, really. Should have sent him off for it.
We can assign that as a petty grievance, to be fair.
Fine.
Yeah. Hinchcliffe's getting a few pelters.
Rudoni, the Huddersfield, the twat who couldn't do his bootlaces up, and the ref for letting him get away with it, was nominated by Jez. That was annoying. I mean, he spent at least a minute or two, didn't he, just tying those laces over and over and over again. So him.
Yeah, and Sky were laughing about it as well.
Although as that Huddersfield person on propaganda pointed out, Bamford did elbow him straight in the face.
Right, nearly killed him.
Attempted murder, so he I suppose we maybe cut him some slack.
Because they're on about introducing a blue card to go between the yellow and the red. They need to put something in after red, don't they?
Straight to prison.
Yeah, custodial sentence card.
Yeah, that seems fair enough.
What colour? Purple?
Like the book?
No, not the colour. No. What colour should the card be?
Oh, okay.
Purple card.
Just a pair of handcuffs.
Yeah.
Get them out.
Skull and crossbones on it.
Yeah, in fact, the ref could carry the handcuffs on like a utility belt because they've got a little utility belt for like the spray and stuff, haven't they? So if we expanded it from the spray holder to be a full utility belt,
should just have some pepper spray with the pepper spray as well.
Pepper spray, handcuffs, the white line marky stuff.
Yeah, the cattle prod.
Yeah. What else?
I think that's probably enough. It's going to be a lot to carry otherwise.
Could look like for a full day at work. All the tools are in the van. I've left my tools in the van. Wrench?
Probably not needed.
Some scaffolding?
Again, it's too much. It's really heavy.
Yeah.
Just a baseball bat with a nail through it.
It's because I only mentioned scaffolding because you've got some up on your house.
I have, yeah.
Furious about having to pay for that, aren't you?
Have you not put it up yourself?
That's what I was wondering. Surely you would have built a system of gaffer tape and cable ties.
You need a lot of materials, though.
Right.
You've been on YouTube. You must have seen how to do it yourself.
How can it be? It's a bit of metal and a bit of wood.
Yeah, I suppose so. I just think I don't have the materials for it.
Right.
If someone had drummed a load of poles outside my house, I'd have had a go at it, probably.
Yeah, stop. Are you back onto
the thing
Brexit and stop the boats there?
Well, the thing is as well, a lot of...
It's a pun on poles.
Oh, I see, right, yeah. A lot of people who are going to do the work, I suppose unless I do the roofing work myself, are kind of insistent upon there being scaffolding there as well.
Right.
these woke
Again.
these woke roofers.
Cowards.
I don't want to fall to my death. Fine, have some scaffolding.
Health and safety gone mad, isn't it?
Is it that your DIY roof repairs haven't worked? Is
Different bit of roof, actually.
Right.
My bit almost always is watertight.
Have his tarpaulin over.
It does leak. It does leak sometimes. If it's particularly windy, there's obviously
a bit of lift,
some sort of blowy
wetness,
of rain going in.
the old blowy wetness.
But it's very rare, so
Right.
it's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, good. Have you thought about getting a different roof? Get a new one?
It's expensive, though, isn't it?
Right.
Really expensive.
Yeah.
Again, if anyone wants to do my roof for free,
West Yorkshire Electrical.
I can't ask him to do it for free, can I?
No.
Yeah,
But they do.
they do
Anyway.
roofing. Anyway, it's a different show.
Yeah, we've got onto commercial messaging there, haven't we, again? Sorry, where were we?
Villains.
Yeah, it was the referee carrying stuff on
Oh,
his
still
utility
doing
belt,
that?
wasn't it? Yeah, apparently so.
I
Who
forgot.
are you nominating? Oh, Brighton writer, yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
I'm really torn on this because I think the person who has caused me most grief this week is probably Leif Davis. I think some of the aspects of what Huddersfield did were annoying. But
must
like I
admit-
said, Hoggy contributed to it, and
I must admit, I forgot about Davis. I think he probably is a fair shout.
like Hoggy contributed to us getting a foothold back in that game. I think it changed the game, didn't it? So the
Davis,
Pearson,
then?
the Pearson, it's either Davis or the Pearson twins.
It probably is Davis, actually, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sorry, Leaf.
Yeah, I don't feel good about it, but it is in.
But cut it out.
Yeah.
And also Jesse Marsh, we did say. didn't we,
yeah,
as well,
yeah.
for getting
By,
rid of
by
him.
extension,
In fact, it's
just-
Jesse Marsh for getting rid of him.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's give it Jesse.
It's
Yeah.
fine. Leaf's done nothing wrong. He was just sold.
So Marsh was the architect of our problems this season in more ways than one by getting us relegated, even though we were trending metrically in the right direction, and by selling Leif Davis.
Seems fair.
Do better. Right then, let's move on to the Katana Baradi Hero of the Week. Before we do that, let's factor in the scores that have come in for the last couple of games. Out of 10 TSB Plus members have chucked in the numbers. Average scores. Melier came out of the Huddersfield game with man of the match.
And the Stoke game.
So 6.9 in the Huddersfield match was the top score. Glenn Kamara with a wooden spoon. Joel Pirot. Archie, second in the top scores for Huddersfield, 6.62 out of 10. So the scores from 4.5 to 6.9, so nobody fared particularly well.
It wasn't very good, was it? Bad week for Kamara, actually. He was also the lowest rated, other than Junior Firpo, who only came off the bench for a few minutes, but he was also the lowest rated in the Stoke game.
Right.
Which
It's
I think,
improving, though. It's trending in the right direction.
yeah, which I think maybe is partly a hangover from Huddersfield, because people are like, you've got to be better than Huddersfield, and he was sort of fine, but people are still annoyed about Huddersfield.
Right. I mean, fair enough. That's how it works, isn't it?
And a bad week for Rutter too, but it does mean Player of the Year, we've had a bit of a change at the top.
So just to say, by the way, Melier got 8.5 out of 10 average against Stoke. Dan James, 7.75. Matteo Joseph, 7.6. Rodon, 7.55. And down you go. So, where are we in the standings overall?
Rodon moves to the top.
Top of the pops.
Yeah, Somerville's had a bit of a weak spell, hasn't he, by current standards? So he's now joined on 7.19 by Ampadu and Rodon 7.22 at the top.
So
But,
just stuck his nose in front.
but it's a big six in the in Player of the Year. Dan James on 7.08, so it's all pretty tight.
Mm.
Get lower than that, you're into Klassen.
Yes, that's easy for you to say.
Klassen.
Yeah.
So but the top six, they're all in with a chance.
Yeah.
Which is James, Rutter, Gray, Ampadu, Somerville, Rodon.
Oh, how exciting is that?
Very exciting.
Who are the candidates for the Katana Baradi Hero of the Week? Then who are you putting forward?
I mean, since we've played Huddersfield this week, I would like to doff my cap at least to Oscar the Bernedoodle, who I've written about on the blog, but he's a dog who got on the pitch at Castellon's game at the weekend at full time and took out a member of their staff, which, given the way the Huddersfield game went, was actually the thing I most enjoyed at the weekend. But I think I would actually like to nominate Daniel Farker. I think last week we were chatting about how good Archie Gray is and how kind of normalised it has become. And I think this week, a bit of a stressful week. And after both games, I've listened to Daniel Farker speak and I've gone, no, we're doing fine. We're all right. I trust you. You're the most sensible man in the room. And it's been like that all season. And I think we've probably taken it for granted that we're unbeaten away from home. We've got a ridiculous amount. We're unbeaten at home, sorry. We've got a ridiculous amount of points. We're in brilliant form. And we've kind of taken it for granted that he's the guy behind all this, considering it was an absolute shit show in the summer. and he's made us really good, and I really like everyone, and he's kind of the guy behind that.
Seems fair.
A good architect then.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Meslier
Okay.
because top scorer in both games, and we maybe didn't give him enough credit yesterday. But having watched him back, he got solid saves.
Yeah.
Very solid saves. And I think there were sort of doubts about him this year, but then we've seen Caldalo and we've gone, oh, Mellier's not bad. Mellier's a good goalkeeper for this level. And some of the stuff he does that makes people nervous with his feet, we're asking a lot of him, I suppose, aren't we?
The stuff that he does with his feet is by design as well. Like that stand there with your foot on the ball thing. I've watched a lot of how we play this year. A lot of what we do is designed to draw the opposition onto us, and that's why he does it.
Yeah.
It's the reason why we go back so often. And I noticed it last night. There was a point at which we tried to get in or behind them or whatever. Didn't quite work. So we went back, started again. And I watched Stoke just start to gradually push up the field. And as soon as they did, we got in behind them on the right-hand side. I was like, I kind of get what we're trying to do. It's a bit harem scarum at times, isn't it? When he's got his foot on the ball and there's someone bearing down on him. And occasionally his distribution does let him down. But
like you say, that's part of it. He by design is passing it when someone's quite close to him, because if they're quite close to him, they're further from someone else.
Yeah.
But it does mean you spend a lot of the game going, just fucking smack it, get it in, put it in a corner, for God's sake.
He gets it right far, far, far more than he gets it wrong as well.
Yeah.
And it was interesting reading Schumacher's pre-match presser, and he was asked about Leeds, and one of the first things he said was the goalkeeper's excellent. And I think it's interesting given our fan base at times feel quite nervy around Meslier, probably still a bit damaged from last season, which is understandable, but to again see it through someone else's eyes, and he's like, no, he's a really good goalkeeper, which I think he's right.
And I'm just having a look at his stats. He's got the joint most clean sheets in the division with Alex Palmer off of West Bromwich Albion. Goals conceded per 90. Victor Johansson at Rotherham leading the charge there with 2. Wow.
I suspect that's a small day to set there.
Yeah.
Given how many goals they have conceded.
Yeah, it's not going so well for them down there at the old Rotherham. Is it Meslier, bottom of that chart, 0.7. We've got the best defence in the division.
Fair enough. Doff of the cap to Angela Smith, who I had never heard of until I checked the TSB Plus feedback this morning. Ange.
Yep.
Who was the Stoke co-coms last night, apparently, and said it was a Stonewall penalty to us, and also said when we're at 1-0 up, said that Stoke shouldn't try for an equaliser, basically was keen for them to protect their goal difference. Right. Which was an interesting...
It's one way to approach it,
way of looking at a 1-0 defeat. You just go, that's good. Good result, this. Just hold on to it.
Wow, yeah. That's an interesting take.
And she is a former squash player.
Right.
Weirdly. She was one of the world's top-ranked squash players, 1979 to 1990.
You any good at squash?
I don't think I've ever played it.
No, I've never played it either.
I'm sure I'd be really good at it. I'd probably be better than Angela Smith, to be honest.
It does involve running around and you'd start moaning about your knees hurting or whatever.
Yeah, but the first yard's in your head, innit?
Yeah.
So I probably wouldn't have to move.
You just read the game?
I'd just read the game from the middle.
Right.
Obviously, I would fail to collect quite a number of shots, but saw that one, just left it.
Just so you know, I saw it. I chose not to get it.
I'd probably still lose to Angela Smith, even though she's 70.
Right.
I like Dan James's platform shoes comment. Her commentary was the perfect mix of absolutely unhinged and entertaining.
So all you can ask for in football, isn't it? Anybody else we need to mention then?
I think Ampadu gets one, Ginger Paul, for telling Hoggy to fuck off. Yeah. That was good. I just went everything, yeah, fuck off.
And Connor Roberts up to that same sort of trick you imagine last night. Like say, we don't know without the aid of a lip reader what was being said to that Pearson twin, but he's obviously said something because he's already said, hasn't he? It's kind of in his character to be a bit of a wind-up merchant.
Yeah,
there's a few shouts for Connor Roberts which are deserved. I've really liked him the last few games. He reminded me a bit last night of Luke Ayling from like 3 years ago. He even tried a flop at one point, which he didn't pull off, but he still won the ball back. And I was like, yeah, good on you, mate.
Yeah, no, he seems like a very...
Playing the hits.
He feels like a really un-Leedsy, solid loan acquisition. I feel like at this point we should be into like Barry Bannon, Livermore territory where you're just getting people in without any obvious way to use them, whereas it's like, no, he's just got a good player in a position we need. Yeah. It's very, very sensible.
Feels like we are leaning towards Meslier by and large here.
I mean, it's He's not going to have a better week, surely, is he? Top scoring twice.
Well, we've got another game this week, haven't we? There's a game
That'll
on
be
Friday.
next week's
Right.
Heroes and Villains.
Is that how it works? Is it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So until he fucks something up against Sheffield Wednesday,
Yeah, are we happy to go along with that?
seems fair.
Yeah, give him some love.
All right. Well done, Mez, with your deep, sexy voice.
It's a great voice.
It really is. It really is. That wraps up the weekly show, doesn't it? So we've got Phil to come still this week, so look out for that in your feed on Friday, where Phil will tell us why we are going to beat Sheffield Wednesday. I hope. Are we going to beat Sheffield Wednesday?
Yeah.
What Michael said.
Didn't even commit to it. Cowards. We'll see you on the other side. See you soon.
The Square Ball Podcast.